Well, hello there, you beautiful and amazing people. I'm some guy called Aaron, and welcome to the channel. Well, this article came across my desk, and I thought, let's talk about it. It's a great article. It's a nice little read, some good, feel-good vibes.
Oh, you're gonna have a good time.
With all the crap that's going on in Hollywood now.
Give me another couple of minutes.
It's, you know, let's talk about something good instead of complaining all the time. But before we get into this article, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
I really do appreciate it, so thank you very much. So, Freddie Mercury saw Wayne's World scene before he died and roared with laughter. Oh, God, that is such great news to hear. And if you're wondering who Freddie Mercury is, firstly, shame on you. And second of all, this is the Wayne's World scene. It's one of the most iconic movie scenes ever. Everyone's done it at some point when they're driving in their car. I mean, I think this was the first introduction to Queen I ever really had when I was growing up. I mean, I was probably like 5, 6, 7 when I seen this movie. It was incredible. It's still funny. It has changed pop culture so much in this world that, you know, there's so many quotes from it that you just have to say and laugh when someone says it, like, a sphincter says what?
A sphincter says what? What? A sphincter says what? Exactly.
Or, let's order Chinese food. I'd like the cream of some young guy.
Who wants Chinese takeout? I know a great place.
I'll have the cream of some young guy.
It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And, oh, I'm so happy that Freddie Mercury got to see that and laugh. Especially at that time when the movie came out. It was not a good time for Queen and not a good time for Freddie Mercury. So, the article says, it might not be the most romantic film you could possibly imagine, but Wayne's World was released in the US on Valentine's Day. I mean, yeah, there's a great love story in it, but the film wasn't just a major box office smash, it was also credited with reviving Queen's career in the US. After the band found themselves in the wilderness following prudish, backward US TV and audience reactions to their cross-dressing hilarities in the I Want to Break Free video. It took a spoof film about stereotypically straight male slackers. I wouldn't say they were slackers, to be honest, but okay.
You serious?
To restore them to the chart success across the Atlantic. Freddie never lived to see it happen, but Brian insists that he immediately knew what the film would do for their music when he saw the secret preview. It was all thanks to Wayne's World star Mike Myers, who fought the studio's wish for a Guns N' Roses song in the head-banging car scene.
What? What the fuck?
Could you have imagined if it was Guns N' Roses? Oh, so much better that they had Queen. I mean, it was just, it's so iconic. I mean, from like the hilarity of Garth doesn't actually know any of the lyrics to it,
Anyone can see.
to the guys in the background going mental, to the guy in the middle trying not to spew.
Whoa, it's Phil.
Bill, what are you doing here? You're partied out, man. Again.
What if he honks in the car?
I'm giving you a no honk guarantee.
Phil, if you're gonna spew into this. Easy come.
But goes nuts anyway. To Mike Myers, just, that whole scene was just incredible from him. Oh. But first he had to get Queen's permission. Brian recalled, "I didn't know Mike Myers, but he rang up out of the blue and said, 'We've done this amazing sequence in our film. Can we have your approval?'" I mean, Brian May has sort of drank the Kool-Aid a little bit nowadays, but I mean, that is one of the best decisions he has ever made in his life, and thank God he did. Well done. Well done, Brian May. The guitarist said he was expressly given a clip of the scene to show his dying friend. I took it around to Freddie, who was not in a good state at the time. He was confined to his bed, but I took it around and played it to him, and he loved it. Strangely enough, the humour in it was quite close to our own, because we did that kind of thing in our car, bouncing up and down to our own tracks. In another live streamed interview about the making of the film, Wayne's World Reunited Apart, Brian explained on how it happened and Freddie's extraordinary response to stun the filmmakers and cast, including Mike Myers. He said, "I think you, Mike, did get the tape, and I took it around to Freddie not long before he went, and I showed it to him. You said you wanted to have their approval." He loved it. He laughed and laughed. He was very weak, but he just smiled and laughed and said, "Yeah, how wonderful was that?" I mean, that is incredible to hear. That whole section there. Just all this is just, it makes me smile. And I could imagine Freddie Mercury, sadly not in the state that I would like to remember him, and will always remember that Wembley show. Could you imagine him sit on that stage going, "Yeah, how wonderful is that?" I've got goosebumps already just thinking about that Wembley show. Fucking Freddie Mercury, one of the greatest musicians ever. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. That is such an incredible, amazing, uplifting story. Brian says he is sure that Freddie didn't just enjoy the humour and the tribute, he also knew what kind of rebirth for the band in America. Brian added, he had been known to say, "Look, I suppose I have to die before we get America back. But you guys did it. You guys got us back to a new American public." And Freddie was very aware of that. You guys should know that. He went to the next place knowing that what had happened and enjoyed it. I love that. I love that. You can imagine that Freddie passing away when he did, turned around and was like, "My friends will be okay. My friends will be okay. They'll do well. I've served them. I've made a right decision here. My friends will be okay." One, we found it hilarious, and two, we found it rewarding. We released an album and that sketch. I think I was responsible for the album being such a hit. I have to say, we loved that. We loved the movie as well. Brian also spoke about the band's own reaction to their most famous song. It was a masterful piece of work, but Freddie's stuff and Queen's stuff, there was always a bit of tongue-in-cheek, and I think you guys latched onto it. I remember us when the track came back on the radio. When the track came on the radio, English, man. Speak it.
He fail English? That's impossible.
I remember us, when the track came on the radio, and then the middle bit came on, we were doing this anyway. Brian mimes the headbang exactly like the characters in the film. It's human instinct. Yes! Yes. I remember when I first heard this, and I seen this, and I wanted to do the same. It's such a primeval sort of, that deep reptilian sort of monkey brain we have, that you just have to react to like rock music, metal music, heavy metal, death metal, black metal, whatever kind of metal you want to. You just have to bang your head, pump your fist in the air, do all that stuff. It's such a primeval, just involuntary response to that kind of music. It is incredible. But this is such a good, incredibly lovely story. And like I said, there is so much badness out there at the minute in that world of Hollywood.
It certainly does suck.
And on TV and everything like that. This is just amazing to hear that, you know, one of the greatest movies of all time, Freddie Mercury got to see one of the most incredible scenes of pop culture, laughed, loved, and approved it. And we know from one of his best friends that he also did the same thing as Mike Myers, Dana Carvey. It makes you happy to hear. I hope you enjoyed this, people. I really enjoyed it. It put a smile on my face. So thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and stay awesome.